Number 8, Mitchell Foote. Dakota Weaver wearing number 40.
All right, we'll take the ball.
Wearing 46.
Bad. That old rag arm.
It's a little wet outside. Not going to let the weather affect how we play today. Keep our feet under us, obviously, and catch every ball that's thrown our way. So it's going to be a good day.
Touchdown!
Austin Willis with a reception. Steps out. Touchdown, Gold.
Stop. Let's go. One stop. Let's go.
Go get him, Dylan!
Touchdown. 2 points try intercepted in the end zone. Touchdown, Gold.
Simple. Mitch Foote, run to the back pylon, throw it up. Make it look like a good play was called right there. Playmakers make plays, baby.
Why is it important for you to come back here playing in the alumni game?
Well, I think it's important for all of us to come back and support not only our university's program, but Coach Higgins. I mean, a lot of us play with Coach Higgins, and, you know, we're more than just friends, and so, you know, I'll come back anytime I can to support him. This is fun, though. Like, if I can have fun and support Coach Higgins, I'm all in.
You were named the MVP of the Black Squad. They called you Touchdown Tony Phillips. How fun was it being out here today?
It's flag football, and you don't do anything but throw. So if there's any touchdowns at all, it's going to be a touchdown by me. So it was fun, man. It was a blast playing some of the younger guys. Good seeing the older guys, too.
Squad. Obviously, you haven't been gone too long, but how was it being back here on Jones Field?
It's always good to be back, man. This is what I called home for 5 years, man. You know, just being out here with old teammates, you know, old Emporia State alum. It's always a great feeling to be back out here with all your old teammates and stuff.
Talk a little bit on the play of Coach Higgins today.
Man, Coach Higgins wasn't doing this thing today, man. I don't know if it was the weather or something, but he was loosey-goosey. I don't know if he's got a tight hammy or something, man. But you know, Coach Higgins, he didn't come out here and do his thing. You know, I'm just playing, man. But no, Coach Higgins, he did his thing and everything. I appreciate Coach Higgins, you know, for all the things he's done for us and bringing everybody back. And you know, I think that he's done a great thing here at Emporia State, and hopefully continues doing great things.
Number 6, Lewis Daly. Number 7, Gabe Cleveland.
We got one of the premier athletes with us, linebacker Jace is hanging out from Columbus, Kansas. Jace, first of all, I want to say thank you for taking time to speak with me today.
No problem.
Jace, it looked to me like the defense won the day. Would that be a correct assessment for you?
I would say that. Our offense is known to be pretty high-powered, so I mean, keeping them to only two touchdowns total is a win for the defense. So I'll take that.
You know, obviously the spring game has a lot of different facets to it from obviously your regular season games. What's the one thing that you find that's most challenging though in the spring game?
I like how we did it this year. We kind of split up the teams even, like one quarterback on this team, 2 on this team. We kind of split it up even so we could actually compete. But, I mean, it's really nice to be able to actually finally cheer for the offense because all 14 practices before we kind of just hated them the whole spring. So I like how we did it today, how we could actually compete and have fun with some of our offensive players that we don't usually get to be with. So I like how we did that.
Does that kind of help you think build the camaraderie overall amongst all of the different athletes on the team?
Yeah, I really think that's why we did it, for one, because one of our big things this spring was making a better bond between the offense, and it's really hard when you're going against them every day. So I thought today was a really big step in doing that.
Braxton Marstall is coming into his senior year. It's going to be his 3rd consecutive year starting, and he's also from right here in Emporia, Kansas. It's got to feel good, first of all, knowing that you're able to kind of play football in your hometown and stick around and be around a lot of familiar people.
Yeah, it's pretty nice being here. I played all my high school games here, and this is my 5th year. Be here for my 5th year. It's something that's pretty cool to be from Emporia, and all my family and stuff, they get to come to the games. It's a fun atmosphere, especially just being from the area.
Now, one of the things that you've seen is this town change and evolve, including this football field. Do you think that kind of brought a different atmosphere once this change happened?
Yeah, I remember growing up as a kid. In the early 2000s, we were pretty good. There was a little bit of a lull where Emporia State was mediocre, and then recently we've picked it up. We've been at the top of the MIAA, and we want to stay there and see the nice things that we get with winning, and it's pretty nice.
You know, I was watching the Clemson spring football game a couple of days ago on ESPN. There was a far different approach from what I saw here today with Coach Higgins, very active in the spring game. What's the thing that you find most about Coach Higgins, though, that you love about his intensity?
Coach Higgins, the spring game is about fun, but he also wants us to get better. And that's the thing. He doesn't want us to slack out here. He wants us to put out a product that people will be happy and people want to come see.
You know, the main thing about being in the spring game is there's always that little bit of, we know what we've got to improve on, but there's always that little bit of, it's just a spring game. But it doesn't appear that way with Emporia State. I think Coach Higgins wants to instill the best in you guys at all times. Is that basically what I'm hearing from you, Braxton?
Yeah, every day we compete against each other, you know. And we have, 15 practices in the spring. It gets boring seeing one another each day, but it's a competition between us that really just makes us better. You know, we grind against each other every day, and we know what one person's going to do, and we know what the other person's going to do, but we always challenge them, and it's what makes us better.
How did things go based on how you were wanting?
Yeah, I was pleased with how we did. I mean, I wish, we stalled out a couple times. Offensively, I thought we could have done better in some spots, but, overall I'm pleased. I thought our guys had fun with the format that we did, and, it was a little different, just like it always is in the spring, where you have one half where it's not live, and then you have one half where it's live. But hopefully we come out of this thing, I think injury-free. We'll check on Dylan Lore. I don't think it'll be anything serious, but I'm pleased with how we did today. Hey, see, man, be careful.
You've talked about spring about how the defense has really stepped up, and obviously the spring ball seems like defense is always kind of a little bit a step ahead of the offense.
Yeah.
And today was no different. You got some younger kids stepping up. Jace McDown obviously played little for you last year, but working his way into a much more prominent role this year. And he had a good day too.
There's no question. I spoke about him to you the other day, that I think he's had a great spring. And anytime you lose somebody that is as good as Gabe Cleveland, and you got somebody that can step in and hopefully not miss a beat, because I'm telling you, Jace he's not been a surprise, but he's had a great spring. I think we've known all along that he's got a chance to be a really good player for us, and especially at that linebacker position, it's just like playing quarterback on offense. He makes all the calls, he gets everybody lined up, and it's his defense. You hear him talk about it, he talks about it, it's his defense. That's how you want your Mike linebacker to be.
You mentioned quarterback, the defense quarterbacks off the backup. You had a lot of different guys in there. Braxton played a couple sets, but not too much. And what was your evaluation of them? What are your kind of thoughts on them as heading in?
It's tough today, just because I got 5 of them. All right, when you got 5 of them, and Braxton, I don't need to see what he can do. Right. I know what he can do. He's done it in the MIAA at a high level, so it was good for me to get some of those other guys reps. But again, trying to get them all reps when you got that many quarterbacks, especially in a game where the clock's running, you can kind of never really get into a rhythm. So they did it all right. Patrick Briningstool did a great job there at the end, throwing a touchdown pass, and Braxton there at the end when we worked that little situation drill, making a big throw down the sidelines there.
Ricky Van Weasel, another good kid, a lot of athleticism on display.
He did a great job today. He saved his best practice for the last spring game, and I thought he did a great job. I thought, not only him, but I thought all our backs got better throughout the course of the spring, but I thought he stood out today. I thought that, hopefully, like I said, Dylan Lore, hopefully, he got injured today. Hopefully he'll be okay. And Kai Cowles has had a great spring. He didn't have any big long runs today, where he got kind of loose. But I tell you, he's had a great spring, and it showed that, he can be a difference maker.
And you kind of talked about how many guys had not much time to really do much in the game just based on the running clock, and you're rotating it. Did the conditions really kind of, obviously, they probably made it tough to evaluate some things too, just because, it's not ideal on any side of the ball.
Well, the thing about it is, Stephen, we've been in bad conditions all spring, so we're kind of used to it. We really have not had a Thursday night we went out, and that was really kind of the best day that we had as far as weather-wise for the spring. And so, I don't know if it really affected us that much. Honestly, I think we just were inconsistent in some areas, and from quarterbacks get the ball off on time. And, today I thought we kind of just held the ball a little bit too long and didn't get rid of it when we needed to. And I thought we had some protection breakdowns too as well.